Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us here today. I'm, of course, Gregor Guy.
My name is Casey.
How's that coffee?
It's decent. It's decent coffee.
Okay.
I ordered some coffee brand coffee that the Quartering now owns.
Okay.
And it's very flavorful. It's not what I'm used to. I'm used to like bland coffee.
Yeah, some Folgers, some Maxwell House
Right.
stuff.
Right.
It's more of a gourmet type.
Right. I would imagine it's more of a gourmet type, which I'm not quite used to, and I don't know if I'm going to get used to it. I just decided to try it. It has very powerful flavors.
We're going to circle back around to that in 1 second, but this will be episode 26 of the Bangcast. Obviously, we took a week off last week. I was not feeling well. I'm still not feeling well. So, at least you'll get to enjoy a behind-the-scenes week, and oh boy, is it a special one.
I think you'll like the first thumbnail, too. I think that one's pretty good.
Enough said. But, as far you told me about, circling back around to that coffee, that, it made you have a bathroom condition.
Right.
Don't want to get into it.
I don't
Do you need a transplant?
I don't think the people want to hear about my bowel movements. To be honest with you.
Do you need a fecal transplant?
No, I do not.
Fair enough.
It might be healthy for me, but I prefer not to.
Anyway, so this week, obviously, this past week we released an episode of the Bangcast, 25, I believe, and it was basically about the whole Amber Heard Johnny Depp thing, and
That's not what it was meant to be, by the way. It was meant to be like a current event type thing, and I just went on a rant, basically.
Yeah, but I guess it turned out to be somewhat entertaining.
It was one of the biggest news things in the country. I mean, I don't even think it was just the country. I think it was all the people were watching all around the world.
Probably.
And it's not often that you get to see Hollywood stars in real life battle for right or wrong. People taking sides, and anybody who actually paid attention to the trial knows and can see through the lies that was being perpetrated by Amber Heard.
Now, I said this last week that I think it is a flaw of society that people actually care about stuff like this. We have much bigger problems,
Right. I think I'll be honest with you, because I kind of see it everywhere. Is that I feel like if I just took one step from 2-3 years ago into today's world, everybody seems a lot more depressed.
Go on.
In my opinion, as than like 2 or 3 years ago, I think people were slightly more upbeat about the country, the way that things are going in their lives, and then you take a step today. If you took like a quick step from 1 second to 1 second into today's world and see how the people in general react, the way that their face, I read faces kind of, and
Right.
It seems like people are just more depressed in general about their lives and the way that things are going.
Well, the economy was doing a lot better 3 years ago.
Right.
A lot better.
Right.
So.
And
that's usually one of the major, weights on, normal people's minds.
Right.
Is, finances.
Right. How am I going to pay for my next meal? Do I have extra money to do something that I might enjoy?
Yeah.
And I think that something like this, Amber Heard, I'm talking Amber Heard and Johnny Depp now, that it's just like something that they can it's something else that takes their minds off things. It's like a distraction
Yeah.
of the real world into something else. And I was taken in too. I mean, like I said, there's Hollywood stars. It's like it's like a Hollywood movie where all the Hollywood movies these days are pretty much garbage because they're trying to push some kind of societal message or something that nobody really cares about. All they want is entertainment. Although this, I believe, does have some kind of societal impact because of the Me Too movement and the Believe All Women movement, where, I mean, let's be honest, 90% of people in this country understand that you can't just believe somebody because they're of a certain sex or gender or color. It just doesn't work that way. There's good people and there's bad people in all aspects of life, and that's just the way things are. And they're saying that, oh, because Johnny Depp won, that it hurts the Me Too movement. And it's not Johnny Depp's fault if you want to put it that way. It is Amber Heard's fault for lying.
Yeah, and you kind of touched on it. You know, they're bad people. You know, in all aspects of life.
Right.
All aspects. Doesn't matter where you go.
Right.
Anything like that. And if their argument is that this verdict hurts the Me Too movement, what are they mad at the judges or the jury? Was there a jury? Was it a jury trial?
There is a jury, right?
Are they mad at the jurors?
There was women in the jury.
I mean,
It's what I'm seeing on television is like certain people like CNN and MSC. I'm sure all different news that has this one person or more that comes on and say, oh, this is a misogynistic, blah blah blah. Well, because as soon as you say misogynistic, everything else you say out of your mouth is blah 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 to me. That it's hurting women all over the place, and it's like people are less likely to believe women who have been abused because of this court case. And that being said, if you paid attention to the court trial, just like I said before, you know that she was lying. You could see through her lies, and it was not hard. It was not hard to see Amber Heard lie from one thing to another. It is her fault. It is her specific fault that if it at all it has damaged anything to the Me Too movement and Believe All Women movement. Which, by the way, you should not believe all women. You should not believe all men. You should not. You should take, if somebody levies a harassment or abuse or any of that against another person, you should take it seriously. But that does not mean that person is guilty.
well, that fundamental message, you know, is just insane to me to begin with.
Right.
Because what if I just go around and start spewing like the sky is green?
Right.
You know, and I was a woman. Just because I'm a woman, you have to believe me. Believe all women, right?
Right.
I mean,
it's obviously it was assertive.
right. Obviously, different
assertion.
context on this,
Right.
but I mean, it's just, yeah. There's this thing. It's called science and evidence. Let's try and use it a little more.
Right. But people these days they don't. They like to play sides. They like to categorize things to make things simpler for their minds, I guess. Like somebody, like you can go left or right, and when it comes to politics, you can be conservative and Democrat when it comes to politics. You can be a man or a woman when it comes to sexism. You can become, I mean, you can just go on with all the different kinds of what is the word I'm trying to say?
Categorization. Yeah, I'm struggling too.
Categorization. I just made up a new word.
Fair enough.
To categorize everything in life and make it simpler. The problem is, life is not simple, and people are not simple.
And another thing is, I don't understand why it seems like if there's an issue, you know, it seems like everyone feels like you either have to be on one side or the other side.
Right.
And I mean, that just never made sense to me. Guess what? It's okay just not to have an opinion sometimes.
Right. It's okay. It's okay not to put your opinion out there before you know what's going on.
Yeah, well,
Just listen.
that's another big thing.
Yeah, like you said before, there's facts and evidence, and you have to take everything into account. You can't just broadly say that every man who is accused of abusing a woman has abused that woman. I mean, I would think that more likely than not they did, but there's always another side to the...
Yeah, there's always going to be a percentage that, it's just...
Right.
Didn't happen.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that always... I don't... And, yeah, going back to the whole, one side or the other thing, people don't do enough of their own research.
Right. Right. Oh, obviously. Yeah.
I mean, they formulate an opinion based off of someone else's opinion more often than not nowadays, with the,
right.
Internet and everything being so readily available.
Right. They take the opinion of the person that they gather their news or information from.
Yes. Yeah, so I think that's just a huge problem.
Right.
In today's society that I see.
I get my information from a lot of different places, and some of the times I already know. I guess I think everybody has their own. I'm trying to think of the word. Bias. Everybody has their own bias. They might go into watching a video where they don't generally agree with the person that they're listening to, but they just want the information to start with, and they already know right away that they're probably not going to agree with this person. But if you listen and you flesh out the argument, you may find at least even just a nugget of agreement, if not the entire thing. But people, I think people just want to make things simple for themselves. They want things to be easy.
Yeah, I mean, the problem is it's hard to choose good leaders if the people choosing them aren't informed.
Yeah. I do have another argument about choosing leaders, is that why are almost all of the politicians in government lawyers? Why are there only lawyers who actually who can they can create laws on things they don't actually understand how things work?
As far as
I mean, okay, you got this farmer. He's got a farm. He knows
right,
how.
And they're trying to pass like agricultural laws.
Right.
Well, you would hope that the politician would do their own, research and, maybe go actually talk to a farmer or something and be like, well, we're thinking about doing this. What, any kind of problems you see with us doing this or
right
something.
I just have a hard time believing that a lawyer can pass a law that a farmer understands better. Like, I feel like maybe there should be like a group of farmers that come together and make decisions based on their own best interests, rather than a politician coming in and saying, boom, here's the law, this is what you got to do.
Well, I'm sure they have some sort of, lobby or something. Right. I would have to assume. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know if I'm getting off on a strange subject
I kind of
here.
understand what you're saying, but at the same point in time, why does government feel the need to dip their hands into like everything? Why has government gotten so big?
Right.
And trying to exert so much control over the United States in particular. And it's probably not just
it's not just the United States. I think people want to have power. I don't know if people feel like maybe one day they want their name to be in the history book as a societal or world-changing force instead of just being a morally good person who aids others. Do you see anything with that, or do you think I'm trying to overcomplicate? Or
I think it goes more or less on down the lines of corruption. The more stuff they can dip their hands in, the more kickbacks they can take.
That's probably true too. Yeah.
I mean, and let's be realistic. That happens a lot. How many times do you hear about someone getting out of the House or Senate and then getting a cushy like $500,000, $600,000 a year job, or even while they're in
Get kickbacks
Congress,
or vacations,
or their spouse or something
right,
has a cushy job.
Family members, right?
So I mean, let's be realistic. That stuff does happen a lot. There's just more opportunities. The more stuff they dip their toes into.
Right. They're always looking to make a deal.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just, it's kind of infuriating to me personally.
Right. That I think it's infuriating that there's a business side to politics.
Yes, exactly.
And
I think if you run, for a political, seat or anything, I don't see. Now I'm kind of torn on this. I almost want to say you shouldn't be paid. But then I look at the other side, because that would lead to way more corruption.
Right, if you're not paid.
So it's just like, but it would also, kind of limit the pool of who would want, to actually get into politics. Maybe we'd actually get some people in there that, actually cared about making the country better.
Well, that's the problem. You're not going to get people in that. I mean, there's obviously, I think there is people that do join for the right reasons, but they can't join as in get elected for the right reasons. But there's just so much other fat and meat and rot to wade through to be able to enact and change things. And then you have to think that even some of these people that are elected have bad ideas that probably shouldn't go through.
Okay, I'm revising my thought now. Yes, they should be paid, but they shouldn't be allowed to fundraise in order to run their campaigns.
That's a big problem. Taking money
that's
out
where a lot of the promises get made.
I think that if anybody had the answer to that, everybody would get behind it. But I honestly don't know what the answer to that would be, because I don't like to keep on complaining about it, something without trying to think of how to fix it. How do you fix that situation?
Eliminate money from campaigns. Make political fundraising not a thing. Make it. Make it.
Well, how do you have commercials? And you have to have no commercials.
No commercials.
So how would you get your name out there?
Internet.
Internet.
Any other questions?
Not at this time.
Good. Fair enough. I don't know. I think it's a good idea.
I mean, I obviously think it's a good idea.
Obviously, you can't just shut it off. You're gonna have to start by putting a cap, and then probably
that everybody should have an equal playing field when it comes to politics. It shouldn't be the amount of money that you can raise that gives you more commercials and
that's what
outlets. I'm saying. And but how do you get around that? Because that money has to be there in the first place.
Not if you're not allowed to fundraise. You think something's in the fireplace again?
Yes. I just heard a squeak Like a mouse or something.
I don't know. I think that one kind of sounds like a bird.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, there's something in the fireplace again.
You hear it?
I hear something, but I think it's a bird up top this time.
Alright.
This wasn't like the hissing from the snake thing.
Right.
I'm pretty sure it's a snake. Anyway. And kind of lost where we're at.
Yeah.
Okay, well, there was we had one video in particular last week did fairly well, we'll say. Do you have any idea? Well, because
It was weird because it seemed like that video got like more than triple to double to triple the views that we would normally get.
I think it was even more than that.
Okay, and it was I don't know specifically why that video got more than the others because they were all basically the same thing.
Yeah, that's true.
But then again, if you
I
think
will
about
say
it,
that the thumbnail on that one in particular was awesome.
okay, there was a thing. Well, that's because you were the judge.
Yes.
But there was a one thing that I thought about it, and now we're getting into basically maybe YouTube analytics when we're talking about this.
Okay.
It was a question.
Mm-hmm.
The title of the, or I don't know if the title of the video, but within the thumbnail there was a question. It was like, why care?
Yeah.
So maybe people were thinking that they were gonna get an explanation. I don't know what was. I don't remember what was in the video, but an explanation on why we should care about Amber Heard and Johnny Depp, and maybe a conversation about that.
And I mean that goes to the thing that if you're watching a YouTube video in order to realize why you should care or not care, I don't understand. Do a little research and form your own opinion.
And then you had, I think one of our other better videos was another question. It was about what was that the cryptocurrency thing?
Oh, Luna, Terra Luna.
Yeah, that was. I believe that was a question as well.
Yeah.
What happened to Terra Luna?
Yeah.
So I'm thinking maybe we're grabbing people's attention in the thumbnail by having the title of it be a question.
Yeah, possibly. I wonder how many people don't even read titles and just look at the thumbnails.
I do not.
Yeah, I don't either, but I'm sure that there are people who do that.
Right. I think maybe people want to learn about something, and if they see a question on a thumbnail, they're more likely to go for it and see if that answer can be questioned, if it's a legitimate question.
If you believe that is true, let us know down in the comments below. Yeah, I can see that.
Because that is the one thing that I noticed. Because our other videos, they did not get as many hits. But the ones that we have questions, like the titles are questions, those seem to appear like the ones that we get the most hits off of.
Yeah, I can't remember what I titled that particular video, but I almost don't think it was a question.
Which one? The one that the Amber Heard Johnny Depp one?
Yeah.
The question was in.
It was in the thumbnail.
It was in the thumbnail.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest with you, I do not read the titles on the videos. I read.
That's what I said. Who reads? I wonder how many people don't read the titles. Just look at the thumbnails.
Oh yeah, I just look at the thumbnail.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So.
I don't see the title at all, to be honest with you.
I've been wasting my time with titles and descriptions.
I do
Thank you for making my life feel worth it.
I do think descriptions, keywords and titles and descriptions matter when it comes to with the YouTube algorithm, but I do not think it has actually anything to do with the people physically touching it.
Yeah.
So people are more likely to see it because of the algorithm, but they're more likely to actually hit the button and watch it because of the thumbnail.
Okay. Fair assessment.
So I don't think you're wasting your time at all. I just think that I think if you shove the most keywords that you can in the description and the title, more people are going to see the thumbnail. And if the thumbnail is a good thumbnail, they're more likely to hit the button.
Yeah, okay.
It's full circle.
Full circle. Kind of like life.
Now, the one thing, I mean, now we're a little off topic, and I don't mind
We've
being
been
off
off topic the whole time.
Yeah, I don't mind being off topic. We're all all over the place in here.
Yeah, you can tell I don't feel well because I'm not reining shit in.
But I think we eventually we need to be able to. I mean, you know this. We need to be able to edit videos and put pictures in and stuff like that. And I think it's going to be a lot easier if and when you get a computer. I think eventually we'll get to that point.
Oh yeah.
We'll be able to view it directly off. Maybe we'll have like a camera here and a camera here between the two of us.
That's what I'm thinking. We'll each have our own camera and be able to switch or something.
And then for the most part, we'll have a story or a video that we can watch and comment and react to while we're talking to each other. That way, the people have a more visual representation on what things that we're seeing and speaking about.
Yeah, like I said.
Yeah. For example, like the animal video that we did. Like I can talk about these animals and the predators and the way that they hide themselves all we want, but it's another thing to actually show people while you're talking about it.
That's true. Like I said, we'll get there
Right.
at some point in time. So, any other issues with YouTube or society you want to talk about?
What would you like me to comment about?
I don't know.
I mean, we're kind of short right now. If we can't find something else to talk about,
Yeah.
I think we do have issues with selecting subject. It is really hard to find something to talk about that doesn't directly inflict with. I mean, we touch on it sometimes, but inflict with politics and matters that where there's one side or the other, and you're trying to stay on the middle of the argument.
I mean, on top of that, I have not been feeling well for like over a week now.
Right.
And I usually come up with at least something that's not necessarily the greatest idea, but at least an okay idea.
Right.
But yeah, I was struggling. In fact, you want to hear what happened on my way home from work on Thursday?
If you want to say that you threw up, you can say that, but I don't want any more. And as me being your friend, I don't want to hear any more than you throwing up while you're driving down the street in the car. And any more information than that.
And interstate, nonetheless,
I'm
in
clicking,
a work zone where I couldn't pull over and stop. At 70 miles an hour, had to go right out the window.
All right, that's all you got to say. Because if you say any more, I'm personally clicking off the video.
I can't. I gotta say this. I can't believe that it all went out the window. I was expecting it to blow back.
See,
that would have been.
See, now you're giving people a visual representation of a disgusting thing that happened,
and then I had to sit in traffic for 40 minutes at 20 Bel Air.
Yeah, they've been doing a lot of construction on the highway around here.
And when are they going to finish that, man? I'm tired of this. I am sick and tired. They have been working on that since, for like 3 years.
Never. It's a constant money maker. Money going in their pockets all the time.
I mean, at some point in time, it's just got to be done.
They
got to stop.
Once they're done, they're going to start over. They got to start right back at the beginning.
They got to. I mean, and they got to stop shutting down the interstate. I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, this is already one of the worst traffic areas.
It's federal money
in the country.
It's federal money, so it's money that.
Why are they making the traffic problem worse? I can understand if they're extending, lanes and everything, but they're not. They're just working on these overpasses and bridges.
Weren't that one bridge that they were working on? Weren't they making it wider so you could put another lane in? That's what it looked like to me.
Wow. Which bridge? I don't know.
I don't know. I can't remember which bridge it was, but it looked like they were working on an existing bridge, and it seemed like they were making it wider so they could put 4 lanes instead of 3 lanes.
I do not know.
Because that is actually what I thought was happening. And also they've been talking about for years about how our roads and bridges are getting old and cracks and stuff like that. So it's possible that they did an inspection on it and it was subpar, either in creation or in just over time has been falling apart.
I mean, okay, but they're doing it on every single overpass from Riverside all the way to White Marsh.
Well, maybe it's an update then. Maybe they.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Just I hate the traffic headache that it causes.
If I really cared enough, I would stop and ask a construction guy on what exactly they're doing.
What are you doing exactly?
Right. Because that would be the easiest way to ask.
Why are you inconveniencing my life?
we can complain about it all day and night, but you know how easy it would be to just pull off the interstate and stop right near the construction guys and be like, "What are we doing here?"
And then the construction guys could be like, "Getting paid overtime."
I'm sure every single person that there, unless they're brand new, knows exactly what's happening on the overpass.
I don't know. I guess.
Or just take the company name and email. I don't know if they'd answer that though.
Yeah. Like who's this plebe? Yeah. Well, I think we'll just go ahead and end it there.
Alright.
It'll be a short week. I'll throw another behind the scenes on for Friday. Ladies and gentlemen, that has been episode 26 of the Bagcast.
This has been a hodgepodge of random thoughts and ideas.
And kind of
all over
some rants mixed in as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, no real general
Yeah.
topic. But whatever. Ladies and gentlemen, I am of course Gregor Guy.
My name's Casey.
And everyone out there, thank you for watching. Enjoy the rest of your week.